let me ask you a very serious question. Before I ask the question, let me say this. I became an independent Baptist by conviction. I came out of the Southern Baptist Convention, took a separatist position. I really feel like I was a separatist all along. I didn't leave them, they left me. I really mean that. Now, I still have love and for men and women who are in churches in the convention, and pray for them and see them from time to time and have fellowship with some of them on a personal basis. But something's been given to me. It's been given to me. A heritage has been handed to me. And I've tried for all these 40 plus years not to vary from that. I'm separated to the Lord. I want God to guide me. And I still hold to that same position. The position this school has taken has never changed. Some of the men that we've dealt with have changed. By the way, some for the better. Some men who are maybe flirting around with new evangelicals and that type of thing, they're no longer doing that. And I'd like to encourage them to take their solid stand for fundamentalism. Wouldn't you? But what are we going to leave the next generation? What are we going to leave the next generation? We ought to leave the next generation the truth that's been handed to us. One of my spiritual fathers, Dr. Lee Robertson, is now in heaven. And there are some people who'd like to attack Dr. Robertson. And I'm thinking to myself, do they really understand this man? Do they understand the position that this man took? Do they understand the pain this man went through to take the stand that he took? You know, Dr. Robertson had a complete nervous breakdown when he was voted out of the Southern Baptist Convention and took his stand. As a 46-year-old man, he had a complete nervous breakdown. And I think about the suffering that he went through, the rejection that he faced, just because he took the stand that he took. And every generation has to stand. Our generation has to stand. And what I'm trying to do is not provide a catch-all for everybody, but for like-minded, fundamental independent Baptist people to try to say, as they look around and see one another, we can develop friendships. Instead of like ravaging wolves devouring one another, we can encourage one another. And we won't go beyond the truth or fall short of the truth. The truth will qualify it. And I think this is essential. But there's a bridge, I believe, that crosses from truth to world evangelism, and that bridge is friendship, which involves prayer and encouragement, loving at all times, confidence, companionship, real compassion, loving one another as Jesus said. And that's what I'm trying to promote. I don't know that I've ever done anything that is more difficult. And it has brought on some criticism. But I believe God is leading in this, and I want to know the mind of Christ in it. And I'm trying to follow the Lord. I wish you'd pray. Really pray. Because I believe this is our moment, this is our time, not mine, but collectively Bible-believing, Bible-preaching people to get the gospel to the ends of the earth. And all these things that are going on in our world, even in our national situation, I believe that all these things, as Paul said, things that have happened unto him were to the furtherance of the gospel. I believe that all these things that are shaking people up are really things God will use for the furtherance of the gospel. And we need to seize this moment for the Lord and for His glory. We must never betray anything that we've been handed. Never. That is truth, that's a part of our heritage. But we must make sure that we hand that same heritage on to the next generation. And no man and no ministry has a monopoly on God or on God's work. But I think we can come together in friendship and encourage one another to do a more effective job. Pray for revival. Because without revival, no plan is going to work. We have to have the holy power of God, to propel this gospel effort. And may the Lord bless with real heaven-sent revival.